Why did God create humans? It's one of the most fundamental questions in any religious tradition, and Islam has a direct, specific, and surprisingly profound answer. Here is the complete, honest picture. The direct Quranic answer. The Quran addresses this question explicitly. In one of the most cited verses on the subject, God states, I did not create jinn and humans except to worship me. This is the foundational answer in Islamic theology. Humans were created for worship, but the Islamic understanding of what worship means is far broader and more radical than the word suggests in English. Worship is not just ritual. In Arabic, the word used is ibadah, which encompasses all forms of devotion, obedience, and orientation toward God. It includes the 5 daily prayers, yes, but it also includes how you treat your neighbor, how you conduct your business, how you raise your children, how you speak to someone who frustrates you. Every action performed with the conscious intention of pleasing God, however ordinary, becomes an act of worship. The Prophet described even smiling at your brother as an act of charity and clearing a harmful object from a path as an act of faith. The Islamic vision of worship is a complete orientation of an entire life toward God, not a compartmentalized religious activity. The concept of Khalifa. The Quran uses another striking word to describe the human role: Khalifa, steward, vicegerent, or trustee. God tells the angels he is placing a Khalifa on the earth. This means humans are not merely created to pray, they are entrusted with the stewardship of the earth itself. To cultivate it, care for it, develop it justly, and be accountable for how they manage that trust. This is a position of enormous responsibility that the Quran describes as something the mountains themselves refused to carry. The fitra, built in orientation. Islamic theology holds that every human being is born with a fitra, a natural, innate disposition toward the divine. Not a specific religion, but an orientation toward meaning, toward moral truth, toward something greater than the self. This is why the Quran describes the recognition of God not as something foreign or imposed from outside, but as a remembering, as returning to something already present within human nature. Humans weren't created as blank slates who happened to encounter religion. They were created with God already written into their deepest nature. The depth of Islamic theology across 14 centuries continues to reward honest and careful study. Every honest account of this faith adds one more piece to a picture that grows richer the more closely one looks. Context and nuance separate real understanding from oversimplified summaries that miss what actually matters. These are exactly the kinds of details that make an enormous difference to genuine understanding of the faith. This channel exists to provide honest, respectful, context rich education about Islam for the genuinely curious. Honest engagement with this material is exactly what this channel is built around every single day. The depth of Islamic theology across 14 centuries continues to reward honest and careful study. Every honest account of this faith adds one more piece to a picture that grows richer the more closely one looks. Context and nuance separate real unders, like if this gave you something. Subscribe, Truth Every Day. I'm Noor. This is Islam with Noor. Thank you for listening.